not strong enough or wise enough or have the capability to be in my full authority. And so I will become dependent on the plant. And that's a really dangerous place to be. And I see a lot of people get stuck there. The topic of plant medicine has been coming up. The topic of plant medicine has been coming up a lot. I have a long history with master plant teachers, and so I'm not surprised that it's been coming up. But an interesting theory has popped up in my head that I'd like to share, and it's really a cautionary tale to people who are starting to want to get involved with master plants. And if you're open-minded about it enough and you've already been involved, this could be a really interesting story for you as well. So everything that alive, whether or not we say they're consciously intentional or not, has the impulse to stay alive, right? Because if it didn't, it wouldn't germinate, it wouldn't spread, multiply, it would just die. So it has a drive to stay alive. Everything. And part of that drive is protection and proliferation. So, plants grow thorns or create a toxin or a foul taste or a foul smell. Humans put up fences. Certain animals develop very fast, they can run fast, or they teeth or claws or camouflage skin, feathers, fur, all that. So everything is trying to stay alive. Well, and then of course part of that, then there's like the rabbit, so how does the rabbit stay alive? It just spreads vastly, very quick. And by those sheer numbers, then not the individual, but the species stays alive. So when we talk about our relationship with plants, we have to realize that it's very possible, if not totally obvious, that they are more concerned with their own survival as a species than they are with humans. So let that sit for a second. Yes, they're benevolent beings, and there's no reason to assume that they will just sacrifice themselves to death for our benefit. There's no reason to assume that. So that being the case, why are they helping us? Well, and this is where the theory comes in, because I honestly do believe that there's a symbiotic relationship. But it's like if you were to find a stray dog and you take it in, well, now, it's kind of mangy, you clean that up, it's got some worms, give him some medication, and now you're feeding it, let it sleep inside. You've given all these blessings to the dog. Now the dog is happy and healthy. Now he's your dog. Well, what if it's not a dog? What if it's a chicken or a cow? And you take it in and you give it all these blessings, and then when you're ready, you harvest the meat. So I don't know that these plant teachers, with all the blessings that they bring, are not domesticating us. Interesting thought. So it could very well be that this is perfectly symbiotic relationship is growing both of us. It could also be that they're domesticating us in order to feed our energy off of our energy and using us to proliferate them geographically. Like, for example, ayahuasca is not native to Hawaii, and yet it grows everywhere here. And the only reason it does that is because it influenced humans to perceive value in spreading it to other places to cultivate. So, so the agenda of the plant has to be considered. And I think that that's just like a massively overlooked part of the whole situation. Most people say, well, is it healthy for me to take this thing? It may be toxic. There's some truth to that. Is it cheating? Is it cheating to poke in my head into these higher states of consciousness as opposed to getting there through meditation or something more natural, or just allowing my system to evolve in a more gentle way, and as a flower blossoms? So is it cheating to take these plants? And there's all these other good reasons to consider why you would or wouldn't take the plant, participate in one of these ceremonies. But no one's talking about the agenda of the plant, and that's the message that I'm trying to get out is I think that it's very possible that these plants are domesticating us, and we don't really know. At least I don't really know, and I'd love to hear some opinions about this. How we can be sure that they're really just looking out for our best and highest good. And another thing that comes up along these lines is that you ever talk to people who are like really big into psychedelic plants? They worship them. They don't talk about them necessarily as like I would talk about a dear friend that I have an equal appreciation of value and hierarchy, that there is not a hierarchy. When people typically talk about master plant teachers, I mean, even in the name, master plant teacher, that's, plantas maestras. It's setting up this belief system that the consciousness of the plant is above us. Now, just because they're older, which arguably that's fairly easy to come to, but just because they're older doesn't mean that they're more than us or they're better than us. They have accumulated more wisdom, fair, but that's part of that energetic siphoning that I'm talking about in creating this belief system in humans that I am not enough. I'm not good enough, or I'm not strong enough or wise enough or have the capability to be in my full authority. And so I will become dependent on the plant. And that's a really dangerous place to be. And I see a lot of people get stuck there. And I think, just to kind of wrap this around to where I'm at with my work, that's why I advocate breath work so enthusiastically, because there is no exogenous chemical involved. It's all you all the time, no exception, no hypnosis, no trickery. It's you unlocking your own power. And I think that for people to start really letting that truth sink in, it's me and it's my own power. It was always me. I don't actually need anything else. Help, is helpful. But I don't need it. I can get anywhere I want to go on my own. And that's the way it's designed. It's designed to be that way. So yeah, I have it keep coming up where people are really enthusiastic about, doing various plant ceremonies or, combo or, things of that nature. And for a long time, I was a strong advocate of it until I realized, one, I didn't need that stuff and I never did. And in fact, it has caused me some problems. But two, there's a lot of other important value in realizing how you can do things on your own. It's very, psychologically, it's very strengthening. It's bolstering to your sense of self in realizing how powerful you are, exercising that power, not taking any shortcuts, not feeling like you're cheating anything, and really putting in the work. It's the difference of like buying a car versus building a car. Which car are you going to love more? It's just a completely different way of going about constructing your personality in how you want it to be, exactly how you want it to be, without influence. So so that's my public service announcement towards master plant teachers. Be careful. I mean, and I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be mindful of the entire scenario. Be mindful that there is an agenda of the plants. Be mindful that some of these plants are intrinsically toxic to the body, at various levels, and be safe.